Hi, my lovelies. So I started to pick up on a channel, and immediately my energy and my mood changed. It changed to like flat, defeated. It's heavy. It feels quite like a heavy energy. And then like spirit showed me somebody like do-si doing like over a line. And I was hearing the words flim flam. And I'm hearing the words like indecision. I'm hearing indecisive. But this is like to a critical degree is the feeling with this person. And I don't think they are actually indecisive. It feels like they use the indecisional energy because to avoid and to evade and to not deal. And this energy, your person potentially, this is your person, is triggering the hell out of me. Are they triggering you? Because this person could trigger a saint, is my feeling. They are very comfortable in the realms of the coins and in the realms of the swords energy is what spirit is showing me. So this person is very comfortable in a physical and in an intellectual zone. But the fire energy is it's like I can hear a car trying to start up kind of feeling. It's like never quite get going. This person never quite gets going. Like they don't want to commit. They don't want to commit, but they don't want to commit to an energy. Any energy is the feeling other than routine. I'm feeling that that's significant to this person. Rigid routine, potentially, and intellectualism and rationale and logic. And so I'm really struggling to articulate because I think that this person, it's very difficult to kind of read this person's energy and understand how they're feeling about anything because that heart energy is so barred. It's like barred, warded, walled is the sensation. And therefore they don't know, like, at times what decisions to make, especially if it concerns the heart. So now Spirit is showing me an ostrich burying its head in the sand. This is exactly the kind of energy that triggers the hell out of me. So triggering. This person would test the patience of a fucking saint. I'm not even joking. They would test the patience of a saint. Spirit is showing me them walking up to the edge of my words. Fuck. Put their person's energy over there. Thank you, Spirit. And I will have mine back. This person is a vampiric energy right now because they insist on controlling the atmosphere or the nature of engagement or the arrangement of engagement, or it's like when you're at a party, say for example, and you've got like 7 people there, say, and they're creative and they're chatty and they're arty, or they're, full of bright ideas and innovation, or they're, motivational in some way, and they're engaged. And they are very comfortable talking about their feelings. This person would change the subject and talk about something really, really like grey in response because they are uncomfortable talking about their feelings. So they do not want to talk about their feelings. So they will avoid talking about feelings. And therefore, because they are so avoidant of their own feelings, they are completely, almost entirely and almost totally oblivious to other people's. Is the sensation that I'm getting. This person wants to keep it like half lit, half in, half out, 1 foot on land and 1 on sea, and one thing constant, never. And I think Spirit's advice is sigh no more and let them go, right? Because this person is You are not where this person's at on an energetic level. So what Spirit is showing me is this forest, this dark, dark forest. And I'm hearing that proverb from China that says, you can only go halfway into the darkest forest before you start coming out the other side, right? I feel like you've been through this forest, and I'm not going to lie, it's been fucking hellish. It's the feeling. It's been hellish, this particular forest. Not fun at all. I feel like it's been thorny and dark and uneven underfoot, and the weather's not been kind. There's a lot of factors that have gone into this like horror show of a space, and in many ways I feel like this person has also been through a very difficult, like the gnarled, knotted center of the forest is what Spirit is showing me. And it's not a fairy tale forest, it's a cursed type forest is the vibe. It's the forest which you'd be like, no. But I feel like you've had to come through it, some kind of karmic journey that has had to be undertaken, maybe by you and your person. This person has come through like the worst part of it. You've come through and you've popped out, and you're now in some kind of meadow is what Spirit is showing me. It's cleared, and you can feel the resurgence of energy, and you can feel yourself like starting to connect like more profoundly with this energy. And it feels like earth energy, feels like ground energy. It's giving me like spring vitality. It's giving me like it's gentle though, and it's gradual, and it's ever increasing, and it's super lovely. It's super lovely. And then this person has got up to the edge of the forest, or near the edge of the forest, Spirit is saying, and they've seen light through the trees, and they've been like, oh no, too bright, far too bright. What is this unknown realm? Because they've been in this place and they've almost like made it home, is the feeling. They're like, they've made the cursed forest their home, is the vibe. I'm not going to lie, that's the vibe that I'm getting. This person has got to the edge of being, to the edge of the decision, the line, the do-si-doing line, right? The edge of the forest. They've got to the edge, and now they're do-si-doing over the line where they're like, oh, it's so bright and warm, and there's sun and everything, and my eyes. It's the feeling. It could be so positive. There's freedom. There's like no judgment. That it's not cursed, which, you know, it's not. It's just not cursed, right? And there they are at the edge of the forest, preferring what is familiar to what is unfamiliar, even if what is familiar is crap. And because what is familiar is just the physical and then the intellectual, and they are going to have to rework their concept of the physical, and they have to rework their concept of the intellectual if they're able to take a step across the line. Because across the line is the heart space, and is the passion space. It is the drive, the force, the magic. It's a really bad problem with this person's heart space. So, but they need to do work. If they need to stay in the forest, that is indicating to them that they need to do shadow work. They need to confront their fears. They need to recognize that they are disconnected from their heart space, and take steps to try and repair that energy, because that is sustaining, it's life sustaining. And when there's problems in the heart chakra, because of the significance of that chakra, it could have a real impact in this person's like physical space. And the way that they deal with themselves is in a physical and intellectual space. So this is like 10 of Swords critical mass energy, or it's going to manifest in the body as like physical conditions or problems, is the sensation, because they're so walled off, they're so fucking guarded. And because they're like hopping between these this because they're in this indecisional energy, back and forth, like a cat on a fucking hot tin roof, triggering, triggering. They are impairing. I just feel like this person's using it. They use this energy. They want you to slow down. They want you to stop. They don't want you to leave. They don't want you to enter into this. You're already there. Tough shit, right? You're like, hey, it's a meadow, isn't it great? It's the feeling. And this person's like, oh, well, They don't want you to leave, but then they don't want to pursue you because they might have to come out into the light, is what I'm getting. But they don't want to not pursue you, but they don't want to pursue you, but they don't really want to not pursue you. Oh my God. It's like this person couldn't make a decision if you were holding a gun to their head. It's the feeling. Oh, it's really annoying. And I think some of you have put this behind you, but this person is energetically following you. And I think you're like, I think you really wanted them to accompany you, or that you were, or maybe you are trying to get them to accompany you. They're not gonna. They've got, this person is overloading their intellectual and they're overloading their physical because they're not utilizing two whole fucking elements. They're not utilizing their fire force. They're not utilizing their heart. They're not utilizing their heart. And the thing is, like with the fire force, that's your will, that's your drive. So this person's energy results in being very depressed or very flat or very predictable or very boring or very flim-flam. Again, like they're sitting so hard on the fence that they are literally crushing their testicles. And if they're a female, they're figuratively crushing their testicles because they're like, it's not a comfortable position to sit on a fence, is it? So, this person is like, needs to, take their D out of their hand, and do something, just do anything. And it feels like it has to be in like a passion space, or it has to be in a heartfelt space, because this person may be driven, but it feels more like the demons on their back, the monkeys, rather than passion that is the driving force, or inspiration, or and it's not like they don't feel these things, although for some of them it's so walled up that it almost isn't, it's almost like disconnected themselves from themselves. So I mean, it depends on how severe this is with your person, because some of them I think are so severe that they are just disconnected from how they feel at all, or how all their passion, their fire force may be like on the floor, is the sense here. Even if they're like going through their routines and doing everything and being physical and being intellectual, like it's not driven by the fire force, which is going to burn this person out if they're not already burned out, is the feeling. Is the feeling here. And I keep seeing that Ten of Swords energy. I think they're in a great deal of discomfort. But it feels like the Ten of Swords doesn't feel here like another person's betrayal. It feels like them betraying themselves with trying to solve everything in the mind. The mind is overloaded. So this person is probably really, really struggling to even be in their own company and still for 5 minutes, is the sensation. This is not somebody who can deal with their own company. They just had to keep going in order to distract, avoid, do-si-do. It's a predictable dance, right? Everyone knows the steps. That's the point. this person's spontaneity, their creative juice is flat. It's flat as a pancake. It's flat and it's beige. It's so beige. I mean, if you wanted a dog walker, this is the ideal person. Or if you wanted, I mean, they'd turn up on time. Everything would be just so. The invoices would be precisional and neat. But, I mean, but that's it. That's all their life. That's everything. That's like they live in one realm and one realm only, and it's their fucking realm. And like, I don't know how you would get into this realm or how. And Spirit's like, no, the Spirit doesn't want you to wait around for this person, because this person will use their indecision to buy more time just to delay you going. Because you already are. I'm seeing the 8 of Cups in my mind. I think you already are going. And so this person doesn't want you to go, but they don't want to follow, but they don't want to come, but they don't want to follow. But they don't want to stay where they are, but they don't want to follow. So triggering. So triggering. Yeah, 8 of Swords. I mean, there's a surprise. All tied up. All tied up. They just can't make a fucking decision. Can't, and there you are. Single is my vibe. Like, and it's such a different world. Look, dark forest. Shiny, colourful. Yeah. I think you understand this energy. I think you've been in this energy. I think you understand it. But what you don't understand is why somebody doesn't want to move towards expansion or growth or the sun. Because I'm seeing the sun card, the warmth, the growth, the the joy. Because without the cups, without the fire, you don't have that joy. You don't have the ability to kind of be buoyant. And that buoyant energy, even when you're really depressed, even if you get tiny windows of it, it travels you forward. It travels you forward, and it keeps you going. It keeps you going. So this person is going through a bit of a crisis, especially if you've just recently walked away. The 8 of Wands, they may want to communicate, but if at the Page of Swords, yeah, they may want to communicate their truth here. But it feels little. It feels like the truth feels like it would come from a space of intellectual energy. This is the kind of person that answers a question with a question and avoids and evades anything that has, how do you feel, attached to it. They're very like, that's like their horror story. It's the feeling. That's like their horror story. I think you're healing, though, with the star at the bottom of the deck. You're elevating, you're healing. This person, they may not mean to, but they breadcrumb. Because they'll give you a little bit and then they'll retreat, and then they'll give you a little bit more and then they'll retreat. So even if I think some of you are in contact with this person, it's really sporadic is what I want to say. If you are in contact with this person and nothing in particular is said, is the feeling. It doesn't go anywhere. There's no heart in it. There's no heart. Where's this person's heart at? I mean, I feel there's maybe a lot of emotional release that they would have to do. I think what would happen is if they got out into this meadow is that they would collapse in a heap and they would need to emotionally, it would just automatically emotionally release, because they have to claim the cup, they have to claim the wand in order to step over into this meadow, is the sensation that I'm getting. And if all they're bringing is physicality and a kind of cold intellectual energy is what I'm getting, it kind of feels really cold. If that's all they're bringing, then yeah, It's like their D on a plate. There you go. Oh, well, marvelous. Thanks very much. They're like, yeah, I've had it in the fridge. You're like, right, great, okay. Thank you. That would be a no. It's the feeling. Sorry, but I am banging my head against a brick wall today, and that is more fun than hanging out with you. It's the feeling. Knight of Cups. The World. It's for me, it's like it could be the end of a romantic cycle is what I'm getting. Although the word romance and this person, not sure they go hand in hand. I mean, maybe they feel like this underneath, but I mean, I feel like this though is more you. I feel like you are very like active in your water energy here. And we're moving towards the closure. You're closing up this cycle. It's the world. It's the end of a large cycle. And you're closing things up. Yeah, reciprocity. 6 of Coins. You want like what you put in. And what you put in is a lot of like, you bring the force. You bring the active energy. So in a way, this person is, if they're a masculine, they are emasculating themselves and expecting you to be the man in the relationship, the driving force in the relationship. If they're a feminine, my feeling is with this person that they're using their indecision in a very emotionally manipulative way when actually they're just scared of being alone, is the sensation. They just don't want to deal with their shadow. They really don't want to deal with their shadows. Because this is a dark forest that they're still in. And this is shadow work. And maybe they haven't really dealt, or they've lent on your energy, or they've used your energy in some way to kind of boost them, or show them how to get out of or you've helped them get out of like a really tricky situation in some way. But where's the reciprocity? What you want might make you cry, and what you need might pass you by if you don't catch it. Yeah. What you need, ironically, will turn out what you want to be if you just let it. That's X Factor by Lauryn Hill. You're doing the right thing. Faith, the Hierophant card. Yeah, faith. You're bringing faith. You're bringing the Fire Force with the Page of Wands up here. You're very dynamic, is my feeling, and you're very truthful. That's underneath too. I feel like you're very truthful, actually. Ace of Wands, I think you're ready for a brand new beginning. You're ready for something dynamic. Ace of Coins at the bottom of the deck. But you've got all your elements. You're done. You're ready. You're magicianing. You're like, I want new this, and I want new that, and I'm ready for my new cycle, because the World card is your card. And I feel it's like an enforced closure. Oh my God, 10 of Swords underneath. I told you I was getting this. I told you I was getting this energy. And they feel they can't make a decision on how to close the cycle, which means that they're stuck in this purgatorial hell. And the 10 of Swords is messy and inconclusive and indecisional. And there's lots of unanswered questions. And can this person deal with that? I don't think they can deal with that. I just don't think they can deal with it. The Death card's underneath, but it's game over. It's game over for this nonsense. I just don't think that you're interested in this person waving their beige flags. Their beige red flags. Beige flags. It's boring. It's predictable. It's disassociated. I feel like even if this person is tribe, as in they're soul connected, Only one of you is reading on that. Only one of you is exploring that. Only one of you is journeying in that way, and that's you. And Spirit doesn't want that for you. They want to give you new start, fresh energy, new opportunities in the physical and in the arena of like your passions and what brings you joy. And for me, the fire is a very social energy as well here. Yeah, so if you're tied up in your head, waiting on this person, all you're doing is kind of dithering on the line with them. It's like a cat on a hot tin roof. It's like the blind leading the blind, you know, because one of you has got to make a decision to actively move the energy forward. And my view is that somebody being indecisive is a decision. They're making a decision by not making a decision. That a decision is clear. I'm choosing not to do this. That's clear, right? Whether they acknowledge it to themselves or not is irrelevant. For you and for your perspective, I feel that you need to move on the wheel of fortune. Yeah, because otherwise it's going to get you caught like in a unfortunate energy, because that ace of coins is a super lucky energy. It's like the Shamrock card. It's real good luck. And I feel like you are in a space where you are either just accessing or about to access, but it's dependent on whether you leave this energy to do so. It's on them whether they're going to catch up with you or not. I mean, this person's got a lot of work to do, because I think they've avoided it, or they've somehow hidden behind your energy in order to not. I think you brought a lot of heart. I think you brought a lot of dynamism. And so they felt they didn't have to, is the sensation. But I feel like you're moving your energetic away, and this person's no longer resonating with you, and you're no longer resonating with them. And they're not using the link if they do have an intuitive link, which I think some of them are kind of aware of that. Others oblivious is the sensation. Yeah. Oh, hopefully now that I've done that, I can stop connecting in with this person's energy and feel a bit happier, because this person is, not in a great space. They are having a bit of a mental crisis. But again, they're not going to solve it up here, and they're not going to solve it with money either. It's an unsolvable. It's not a money energy. It's it's emotional energy. Emotions do not behave in a predictable fashion. They do not behave predictably. You feel things when you shouldn't feel things, in inverted commas. I mean, I just don't think. Don't wait on this person. Sorry. I know it's not great news, but don't wait on this person. That's all I've got for you, darlings. Take care. Bye.